The UFC will head to Perth for the first time on Sunday for UFC 221, headlined by Luke Rockhold and Yoel Romero, with the winner to become the top contender for a shot at Robert Whittaker. With a stack of local talent on show, we've broken down each and every fight on the card, which will kick off at 7:30 am local time, 10:30 am AEDSTCHAOS. Romero misses weight for UFC 221 ROCKHOLD. Romero's physique hides glaring weakness. Fired up Hunt ramps up war on drugs. Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold are kept apart during the UFC 221 weigh-ins. Fight pass prelims. Luki Jumi vs. Daichi Abe. New Zealand Jumi will take on Japan's Abe in the first bout of the day. Both are relatively inexperienced at the highest level, with Jumi going 11 since making his UFC debut in June of 2017, while Abe was victorious on debut last September. Prediction: Abe is unbeaten in his professional career, and Jumi has shown a willingness to slug it out thus far in his UFC career. The Japanese product is the favorite, and we're tipping him to take a unanimous decision win in a back-and-forth fight. Teruto Ishihara vs. Jose Alberto Quinones. Ishihara looked to be a cult hero in the making with his entertaining style and eccentric ways outside the cage, but he's lost 2 of his last 3 and has dropped from featherweight to bantamweight to try and spark his career again. He won't have it easy against Brazilian Quinones, who has won his last 3. UFC Perth is hosting UFC 221, with Luke Rockhold firing up at media. This man is ready to fight. Prediction: Ishihara hits hard, but it remains to be seen if he'll have the craft to get his hands on Quinones, who is less spectacular but more measured. We're taking the Brazilian by unanimous decision. Ross Pearson vs. Mizuto Hirote. Pearson has been a staple of Australian cards for many years, but he's lost 4 in a row, and a 5th straight defeat will likely spell the end of his UFC career. Hirota lost his last outing to Alex Volkanovski, but has had a decorated career in Japan and around the world. Prediction: the miles have piled up on Hirota quickly. While Pearson is enduring an extremely rough patch, he should be crafty enough on the feet to get the job done by unanimous decision. UFC 221 blades to block Hunt's path. Belt: Hunt: if I win the title, they might still cut Merrill models. Aussies fly flag for Western Sydney. Shold happy doing the salsa in the sauna. Some bullshit as usual. Luke Rockhold at Luke Rockhold. The 10th of February 2018 prelim card: Jussier Formiga vs. Ben Nguyen. Formiga was one of the best flyweights in the world prior to his arrival with the UFC, but hasn't quite found his best form since joining the promotion in 2012, alternating wins and losses more often than not. Nguyen has gone 41 in the UFC since 2015, and his last performance was close to his best, a stunning 14-second submission of former title challenger Tim Elliott. Such is the way of flyweight. A dominant win here for Nguyen could propel him into title contention. Prediction: Nguyen has the athletic advantage and has been improving with each fight of his UFC career. If the American-turned-Aussie gets trapped underneath Formiga, he could be in trouble, but we're taking Nguyen in a minor upset due to his more explosive striking. Nguyen by TKO in round 2. Alexander Volkanovski will be looking to break Kennedy's unbeaten record. Jeremy Kennedy vs. Alexander Volkanovski. The undefeated Kennedy takes on up-and-coming Australian Volkanovski in a battle of rising featherweights. This bout was originally scheduled for UFC Sydney last November, but an injury to the undefeated Kennedy delayed the process. Volkanovski will be searching for his 4th straight UFC win, which would be enough for him to enter the top 15. Prediction: both fighters are hellacious grapplers with strong top games and suffocating wrestling, but Volkanovski is more polished on the feet and has shown a near-limitless petrol tank so far. We're tipping a Volkanovski TKO late in the 3rd round. Rob Wilkinson vs. Israel Adesanya. Adesanya is a decorated kickboxer, fighting in the past for the Glory Middleweight Championship and going 110 in the early stages of his MMA career. The Nigerian Kiwi is one of the best prospects to ever come out of Australia and New Zealand and has star qualities to match his dazzling striking. Prediction: this is supposed to be an unveiling of Adesanya to the wider MMA world, and he has the tools to make the most of it. We're predicting an Adesanya knockout in round 1. Damian Brown is aiming to avoid 3 straight losses. Damian Brown vs. Dong Hyun Kim. Barely 3 months after his Fight of the Year contender against Frank Camacho, Queensland's Brown will make his 6th UFC appearance against gritty Korean Dong Hyun Kim. Brown has lost his last 2 bouts, albeit one in razor-close fashion, and will be desperate to pull out another win. Prediction: Brown is a game and willing customer, and will gladly take a punch to land one of his own. Kim is no stranger to firefights himself, and we're predicting a back-and-forth brawl that could win fight of the night. We're taking Brown by split decision. Tyson Pedro. Full of confidence at the weigh-in main card. Tyson Pedro vs. Saparbek Safarov. Pedro hit a setback in his last fight with Ilir Latifi, going down by unanimous decision, but is still an elite prospect at 205 pounds. He's got a shot at getting back on track against Russian Saparbek Safarov, who lost his UFC debut to Gian Villante. Prediction: this is Pedro's fight to lose. He's more polished and powerful on the feet, and while he'd fancy his chances on the ground, he'll look to keep this one standing. We're predicting Pedro by KO in the first. Jake Matthews vs. Li Jingliang. Matthews is still only 23, but he's been in the UFC for 4 years and 8 fights, and his best days are still far in front of him. Having said that, he's low on confidence at the moment and seems uncertain of how best to approach fights from a strategy standpoint, despite earning a win in his last performance against Bojan Veljković. Jingliang is surging with 4 straight wins. Prediction: Jingliang has all the tools to defeat Matthews. The experience edge is what puts him in front here. He has the ability to control this fight and push the pace wherever it may go. Matthews is still talented and has a huge future, but this could be a bridge too far. Jingliang by unanimous decision. Tai Tuivasa vs. Cyril Asker. Tuivasa made an explosive UFC debut last November, knocking out Rashad Coulter in the first round. He's one of the top up-and-coming talents at heavyweight and has a chance to make another statement in this fight with Frenchman Cyril Asker. Prediction: this fight is designed to give Tuivasa another eye-catching performance, and we believe he will. We're predicting a Tuivasa knockout in round 1. Can 43-year-old Mark Hunt upset Curtis Blaydes in Perth? Mark Hunt vs. Curtis Blaydes. At 43, the Super Samoan will take on another up-and-coming heavyweight in towering American Curtis Blaydes. Hunt returned to the winners list with his KO of Derek Lewis last year, while Blaydes has gone unbeaten in his UFC career since losing his debut to Francis Ngannou. Prediction: Blaydes is the favorite in this fight, and he does have the athleticism and wrestling to grind Hunt down, but Hunt has far more power and craft on the feet, and his takedown defense is excellent against all but the most powerful grapples. We're taking Hunt by KO in round 2. Nick Campton predicts Yoel Romero to win by TKO in round 2. Luke Rockhold vs. Yoel Romero. The main event was thrown into uncertainty after Romero missed weight, and only Rockhold can take home the interim title with a victory. Having said that, this is still a battle between 2 of the best middleweights on the planet, a fight that will be on the edge of a knife for as long as it lasts. Prediction: the weigh-in debacle throws things into Rockhold's favor. Romero's cardio problems are overstated, but given the harrowing and unsuccessful cut down to 185 pounds, we can expect him to not be quite as dynamic for the duration of the fight. Rockhold has the ability to keep Romero at range with his excellent kicking game and will fancy his chances of staying outside and pushing the pace, but Rockhold has a tendency to wear shots early in fights. We're taking Romero by TKO in round 2, but if it goes past the second, Rockhold should have the goods.